Perfect. So we've got some really powerful questions for you guys. And of course, pass the mics between each other. So let's start off with question number one. When launching, onboarding a brand new IBO, how do you get into their warm market quickly? What method do you use?
So when do we present ourselves first or no?
Go ahead and answer.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay. Good morning. So yeah, I would just present myself to not be a complete stranger. My name is Abdel. I'm originally from Quebec City. I moved in Alberta about 3 years now. And when I moved, I didn't speak any word in English, but I would just move in here because I understand that here was an opportunity better than in Quebec. So I just decided to move for the business reason. And now I've been building ACN here in this market for over the last 3 years. And for me, it was crucial that I go into the warm market of people because I didn't have any contact in Alberta. So when I moved in Alberta, my only way was to succeed with the network of other people, not my own, because I didn't have any network. So when I moved in Alberta, my first goal is just create a network. So I went do activity that I loved, like, boxing, basketball, soccer, all the sport that I love. So I enjoy doing sport and at the same time being with people that I like and people that we share the same interests. So when I started someone, it was easy for me, is just working on their contact list. So I know when we start someone, we have the reflex of, I done my job, I help him to sign up. I sign up him and I did my job. No, your job just started, And that's the real, and a lot of people are doing this mistake. When they sign up someone, they think that the job is done. No, it just started. Your goal is do a game plan with that person. So you do a game plan, and this is what I'm doing. So I sit with that person and say, okay. And the most people, what they do is they just focus on the first step. What is the first step in ACN? Qualify, right? So we know this is how we get paid. So we focus only on that. But me, I'm never focused on qualify. Yeah, I'm focusing on qualify. That's my first reflex as well. So I do, okay, let's do a game plan. First goal is becoming qualifier. How we qualify is, sign up 3 electricity and gas, take in your own service. I do that same speech. But if I see there is a kind of a tension or it's hard for me to qualify that person on the spot, I'm not focusing on this anymore. My first goal is focus on the next step. What is the next step is ETL, right? So I will focus on their goal to become ETL first, and after the qualification will be the second step. So I won't focus on qualification if it's too hard for that person to be qualified. So what I will do is say, hey, okay, perfect. Don't worry about your qualification. Now let's focus on organizing your first meeting. So we do a contact list, and with that contact list, I don't say just do a contact list and we meet tomorrow. No, I will do a contact list with him, and I will push someone to action. Getting a small win. And what is a small win in my rule is getting a confirmation. Someone, just confirm to be there on a meeting. So let's, like Ty said, they organize a meeting with their mentor. They book a time. They book a schedule, and on that schedule they try to invite people. So when I do a list, I say, who is the first person that we're gonna call? So he said that person, and it's gonna be always hard to put someone into action. They're gonna find their reflex is finding excuses for their prospect. It's too late. I think he won't answer, he's working. And he's gonna try so much to escape the work. But my job is being a good coach. When you're having a coach at the gym, your goal is not to be liked, and the coach at the gym their goal is not to be liked by the person running on that treadmill. He's gonna push you until get out of your comfort zone. If you are ethically, ethic person, you should do that, because otherwise he's gonna probably quit if you don't do that action with that person. If you don't push that extra work and you push them to, to do the work right now, he's gonna probably quit, and that was always my goal. So.
Perfect, thank you.
Great work, man. You have given a complete system. Repeat your question again.
Perfect. So when launching, onboarding a brand new IBO, how do you get into their warm market quickly? What do you do?
Okay. My name is Mohammed Asad Ali, and I'm an immigrant, come from Pakistan, 26 years in Canada. I was a traditional business owner, running gas stations, doing ACN part-time basis. Since 2019, I'm doing it full-time, and this is what I do all day long. Now, when we get the new person, very first thing what I would do, and our team, we teach our team as well, that we make a list. When they join with us, we make a list. And that list is what normally their warm market is. Normally the people that they can get to first. And I sit with them and make calls with them. Because the new person normally very shy to talk to someone. Normally they're hesitant. They don't want to talk to someone because they don't know the business yet, and they can't respond to certain questions. So if you sit with the new person and you make calls, you can get all the success.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone in the room. My name is Kang. I came in Canada in 2010 as a student. Any students here in the room? There's some students? Guys, by the way, we all are always a student. If you want to learn something in your life, you always have to be a student. So I came in Canada in 2010 as a student, and I did electronics from Toronto Seneca College. My dad is a traditional businessman back home, so he owns multiple businesses. When I came in Canada, my goal was to have a business as well, because my entire life I raised in a business family. So when I came in Canada, I started working in a grocery store. And the reason beside that was, my goal was one day, I'm gonna open my own grocery business. And the reason beside that was that I felt that in grocery business, there's no recession. So I was the one working hard in the business, and I got promoted as a manager in the store. So I was making some great money. But on the other side, I was time broke. So I was looking for something not only where I have money, but more importantly, time freedom. And when someone showed me ACN in 2013, it was made sense to me. And I asked this person a simple question. My question was, I work 11 hours a day, 6 days in a row. When am I gonna do this, and how am I gonna do this? And that person told, if you just follow a system, you can win in the business. So that's what I did. I just follow him. I hired him as my coach. And by following the system, within 2 years, I decided to quit my job. And now, from last 10 years, this is what I do full time. And as a senior vice president, guys, that thing, the time freedom, today I have it. Like, my wife today doesn't go to job. My dad today doesn't go to job. My mom doesn't go to job. I have 2 beautiful children. They don't have to worry about working when they're gonna be 18 plus. And that's what I was looking. Not only time freedom, but more about money freedom. And as Jared asked a question right now, that what's the first step when someone you joined? So I always ask people, what's your goal? I always ask this question to everyone. What is your goal? How much money you wanna make? And the reason beside I ask this question is, I know who I'm working with. Let me give you an example. There's so many people heard an example of gym. I'm gonna give you an example in a different type of a same gym. So there's 2 types of people join a gym. Option number 1, you join a gym just to join a gym, but you don't wanna make any body. Now imagine if the gym owner start calling you every day. Why you didn't came? Why you didn't came? Why you didn't came? What are you gonna do?
Quit.
You're gonna quit, right? So same thing in ACN. Somebody joined ACN just to have fun. Somebody joined ACN maybe to make just $200, maybe $500. and now you are keep calling this person so many times, what he gonna do? He gonna quit. But now imagine in the same gym, there's somebody joined, and this person joined and he hired a coach. Every day he's coming, but he never saw his coach. What he gonna do? He gonna quit. Why he gonna quit? Because he joined a gym to make body. He joined a gym to live healthy. Same thing happened in your team. There's some people that joined ACN to make some crazy money. There's some people who joined ACN because they want to do something big in their life. But imagine now if you don't know who are those people in your team and you don't push them, you don't call them every day, what they're gonna do? They're gonna quit. Why they're gonna quit? The reason beside is because you don't know who you are working with. So you should be knowing the first thing. Whenever you join somebody, you ask this question to them. What is your goal? So now if you know what is their goal, depending upon that, it's gonna be easy for you to follow the next step. And what was the next step? As Muhammad just told, right? Make a list. So now, when you're gonna make a list, I ask them this, I explain them something. So what I say them is, I say, let's see in next 10 days or in next 15 days, how you can make $3,000 to $4,000. Anybody wanna make $3,000 to $4,000? There's some people in the room, right? Now imagine, those are the people I work with. All the other people that didn't raise the hand, that told me is they just joined ACN to make maybe 500, maybe 200, maybe some small money. So now when I know who are the people who are gonna make some crazy money, so I make a game plan with them. So what I tell them is, I say, imagine the first goal in our business is to go regional coordinator. That's the first goal. I don't say them the goal is ETL. I don't say them the goal is CQ. I say the goal is regional coordinator. Let me explain you how you're gonna go regional coordinator. In order for you to go regional coordinator, you need 12 customers for electricity, gas, internet, phone. How many? 12. So do you gonna do alone 12 customers? Or you wanna have 2 people signing 6? Or you gonna have 4 people signing 3? Or you gonna have 6 people signing 2? What do you think that person will say? He'll say I need 2 to sign 6, or I'll get 4 to sign 3, or I'll have 6 to sign 2, right? Then I'm gonna say I say, now imagine if we make a list, who are those 2 people that we can put in the business right away, and then we're gonna do the same thing with those 2 people to make it 4 or 6 or 10, and now imagine how fast you're gonna go regional coordinator. Guys, doing that, last 2 weeks before, we have somebody hitting regional coordinator in 1 day. Guys, 1 day regional coordinator. But just imagine, if I don't know what's their goal, if I don't know how much money they want to make, and if that person, I had no idea what to do with that guy, maybe he will not become a regional coordinator in 1 day, maybe he will quit, right? So first thing first, you should know who you are working with. You should know what are their goals. And depending upon that, you can push those people depending upon that. And at the end, guys, it's about elasticity, right? And what is elasticity? If you push somebody too much, the elasticity will break up. But you don't know how much you're gonna push them. And the only way you can find it out how much you're gonna push them is asking them this simple question. What is your monthly goal? And then the last thing I say, let's see somebody say me, I wanna make 5,000, I wanna make 10,000. You know, the simplest thing I say, I don't have a magic stick. I don't have a magic stick. I'm not gonna just raise in the thing and then you're gonna make 5,000. My question to you is, how many hours a day can you commit to me? Depending upon how many hours a day you can commit to me, depending upon what's your monthly goal, I can make a recipe for you. And that recipe is only for you. And that's what I do on our launching. So the question for you is, what is your monthly goal? Send that to your leader right now. How much hours a day you're gonna give, send that to your mentor right now. And that's what we do on our launching. So that we know who we're gonna work with, we know who we're gonna push, and we know who do we want to push too much.
Thank you.
Great work.
Great.
All right, so the next question. So you've all had amazing success in your journey in ACN, and you've helped people create amazing stories. with momentum immediately. So how do you identify a runner, somebody that's going to run with this business really fast? And can you give us some specific details, examples of what you've did with those IBOs in their first 30 to 60 days to create that success?
How I identify is probably, it's mostly with if they walk their talk. If they say what they're gonna do, that's a good sign of is a person that I want to work with. So it's like small mission with that person. So maybe, hey, let's do this. And if she do it, or if that person do it, so I will just keep working with that person on their daily goals. And specifically at RVP, and when you get like a couple of RVP and RD, and you cannot like work with everyone. So sometimes it's just working with those people that they say that they're gonna do something, and you just track their business. So you help them to track their business, help them to be accountable, and this is where what I'm doing with someone. And even with someone that just started, this is what I will do, is create a success story, a fast one, and making sure that we keep tracking together, like having a call every day or text every day, and that's how I track their business. I'm their reminder. On your cell phone you have like a notification. I'm their notification.
Beautiful. Thank you.
How I think it should be done is when somebody start in your team, you get all kind of people. Some people will run 30%, some people will run 50, some people will do 90, or some will do 100. You cannot assume when you start with someone new that how they're going to work, how they're going to do. So you just be like a normal with them, try to accommodate, try to help them, show them the vision of ACN. And normally those people who want to run 100%, they will show themselves, right? Sometime they're going to, in the future, they're going to be standing on the stage and training other people like Ty. So when I met him, you said examples. When I met him first time, he's a brilliant young man, but there was a lot of things going on in his mind. And exactly he was right when he says, Muhammad, I'm not going to be presenting, I'm not going to be doing this, I'm not going to be doing... I said, that's okay, Ty, don't worry. Don't worry. You know why? Because do I know that he will do one day all these things? No, I don't. But I was confirmed that this young man, if he really work on it, and if he really stay consistent, he will be a regional vice president or senior vice president, as he is right now.
Awesome. Thank you.
Imagine, guys, so remember before I talk about, you ask somebody a question about what's their goal, right? So now imagine finding a leader, there's some criteria that you have to work on. So if you ask somebody that what's your goal, and he told you I'm gonna make 5,000 or I'm gonna make 10,000, right? And now you told them, hey, this is how we're gonna do it. This is how we're gonna work. And that tells if are they doing that or not. So I'll give you an example, and we make this joke all the time now in our team. I say, you want to go to a heaven, but you don't want to die. How that going to work? You want to go to a heaven, but you don't want to die. Same thing in ACN. What you saying that I want to make this, but you're not doing what it takes you to be there, how you going to achieve something? So we always say in our business, the goal is to find a leader. The goal is to find a leader. What is the definition of a leader if you want to write it down? The first thing the leader does, they start to present on their own. As Ty told before, right? They start to present on their own. So when you working with somebody, they are eager to present. Hey, you missed this, right? So whoever want to present, that's the first criteria. That's how you know that I got a leader. But there's 3 criteria that a leader defined. So the first one is they know how to present. The second criteria of a leader is they get people paid faster. They know how to produce ETLs. They know how to produce regional coordinators. They know how to do that. So if you have somebody in your team that is helping people go ETL, is your leader. You know, so many people focus on helping people go CQ. Why they helping people go CQ? Because they know they're gonna get paid. But the leader never focus on they get paid. They focus on others get paid. So that's the second criteria of a leader is. The third criteria of a leader is they promote trainings. They promote every single event. So if somebody in your team do these three things, you find a leader. Guys, imagine Shan did an amazing job of explaining regional vice president, right? So how to go regional vice president, it was 2,000 points something, 2020, 50,000 in sales, and then they have some criteria. The criteria was there's 500 points from each leg. In order for you to be successful in ACN, you know how many people you need? You just need 3 leaders. That's all you need, because the fourth one is you. You just need 3 leaders. So if you have 3 people in your team, they know how to present. If you have 3 people in your team, they know how to get people paid. If you have 3 people in your team, they know how to invite people on these trainings. It's a matter of time that you will go regional vice president. It's just a matter of time. And why I say it's a matter of time, so imagine they know all these things. Maybe in 1 month or 2 months and 3 months, they'll find somebody that is so good. And once they find somebody that is so good, it's a matter of time the production gonna happen. But the hardest thing in these 3 is present. That's the hardest one. But you know, that's what people think. That hardest one is present. But the hardest one, if I tell you, is promote. So promote the trainings. If you become good in that, the 2 will come slow and steady. So now your goal is simple. In 4 different legs, you're gonna find leaders, but because you are a leader, you'll find 3 other leaders. And once you find 3 other leaders, guys, imagine in one leg, you have Dom. In another leg, you have Kang. In another leg, you have Thai. In another leg, you have Abdul. In another leg, you have Muhammad. That's what you are looking. But you know, the biggest problem with people is, in order for you to find those people, you have to become the first one. That's where the challenge is. In order for you to find those people, you have to become the first one. If you are not the one, maybe you will find one in one leg. If you're not the one, maybe you will find 2 people. But if you're not the one, there is no way possible you can have 4 legs of leaders. So you have to become the first one. So accept this challenge that from today on, I'm gonna know how to present. Accept a challenge that from today on, I'm gonna know how to help people get paid. But the biggest one, from today on, I'm gonna invite people on these trainings. And once you did, it's a matter of time you get first one, the second one, and the third one. And once you receive 3, it's a matter of time you're gonna go regional vice president.
Perfect. So that's a great segue, in fact, because we have one more quick question for you here. And the question is, we have very powerful tools called events. So what are some tips that you do to promote the events in your team?
The tools? Okay.
Tips, yeah.
Tips, okay. So, you know, a new IBO is already always in validation time. So he validate if ACN worth it for his time. You know, when someone say, I don't have any more time and everything, it's just always, I don't prioritize ACN anymore. So you should always put some value on ACN by creating value, and like they have to, you know, validate that it worth my time. So the best way is always events. For me, that what really helped me to build this my team and growing teams is always promoting events. So you know, anytime that have someone that want to join ACN or not, you know, I don't like force someone to join ACN, but I will force an IBO to come to an event. And I will find any solution for every excuses that he's gonna have. You know, so many times that I had to pay, you know, sometimes, you know, how I convince someone, sometimes that he's sharp, I really believe in that person, and that person was working. I say, I will pay your day of your job if you came to that event, and after that event, you didn't find that was worth your time, I will refund your jobs day. You know, just came back to me after the event and just told me that was not worth it to miss your job, and I will refund your day. So I was always convincing people for the events, not for the business, but for always events. Events help you to build trust and build, validation about the ACN opportunity. So make sure to use event as a tool to build your entire team. So that's what my tip.
Thank you.
Great tip, great. When you do any business, you need to have a strong belief. If you don't have a strong belief, you cannot be successful. We all agree on that, right? So if you want to bring belief in someone, there are a couple of ways, obviously. Getting paid a lot of money is one, obviously. When you make a lot of money, belief comes, absolutely. But until you start making that kind of money, you need to have a belief, and the best way to bring that belief in you is events. Because events can do what nothing can do to achieve all the success in this business other than events. Now, the point is, when you ask a person to come to the event, they see a bigger picture of ACN. They see other people doing the same thing somebody asked you to do. Now, you see people on the stage succeeding. You get the golden nuggets, tips, as you're getting today, right? I mean, one tip, only one thing will change everything in ACN business for you. That's what events will do for you. And the success will automatically come. The second thing is that in these events, regional events or international events, right now I'm a senior vice president. I assure you, if I don't go to international events in US, I might not be RVP or even RD. Because when I go to international events, or when I start attending regional events and any events, it gives me belief, it gives me confirmation, it keeps me on the track. And when you stay on the track and the direction is right, you're gonna be there, you like it or not. So events can do all what you cannot do for yourself.
The biggest thing, guys, for the events is they make you a better version of you. So that's all happens on events. They make you a better version of you. So just imagine, who here in the room is excited? Anybody? Quite a few people, right? So now just imagine if you have 5 more people today. What if you have 10 more people today? What if you have 20 or 30 or 40 or 50 more people today? You can't do something for you that an event can't do for you. So that's the power statement of an event is. And you know, like so many times we face some kind of challenges. Like sometimes people say, I don't have money to come on an event. I know you go to the events, and the reason why you go to the events is because you make money. Anybody ever heard this question? The people say, hey, you go to the training because you make money. You know what the answer should be? I don't go to the events because I make money. I make money because I go to the events.
Mm-hmm. Right on. Thank you, Kang. Appreciate that.
So I make money because I go to the event. That's the first thing. Some people say that, but I don't think I can, challenge they can say is, I can't get work off, right? So I'll share my personal story, guys, about taking a work off. When I went to my first convention in 2015, so for first 2 years, nobody promoted me the events in ACN. So after 2 years, I become a team coordinator. They told, hey, you're gonna be getting promoted on a stage. I say, I'm gonna be getting promoted on a stage. So I went to North Carolina. And I saw like more than 20,000 people there in an arena. People were crazy, talking this. I got excited. I say, this is what I'm gonna do for my life. And then it comes when they told at the end of the event that let's book the next event. Let's book the next event. And in my mind I work in a grocery store. Saturday is the most busiest day in a grocery store. How am I gonna take off from the grocery business? And that person told something, and he was James Adlam. And that person changed my entire life. You know what he told? He said, the reason why you can't come to an event is the reason you should be coming to the event. Maybe you don't have money. That's why you should be coming in the events, because you want to make money. Maybe you don't have time. That's why you should be coming on this event, because you want to get more time. Whatever is a reason that stops you, think in your mind right now. Whatever the reason comes in your mind, that's the reason you should be coming. Guys, the last event that I went to Orlando, so more than 10 years, I never missed going to US events. Doesn't matter, they do 2 in a row, 3 in a row, 4 in a row, not even a single one in last 10 years. The last one was a breakthrough for me. Breakthrough. Like all these things that I'm talking about, what is a leader? What is that? What is that? All those things come from that event. And after coming from that event, my production became 100 times more, because all the mistakes that I was doing, even as a SVP, all the mistakes I was doing, I corrected those mistakes. So the question for you is it more worthful for you to come on a training? Doesn't matter what is the event. It can be a Saturday, it can be a Tuesday, it can be anything. But if you start coming on these trainings, if you start coming on these events, you're gonna be getting more positive, because the world is negative. True? Right? And all that means is one extra event that can get to another level. One extra event. Sometimes you're at a nerve of maybe quitting. And that one extra event, maybe right now, somebody is here just to see, I think I'll just go to one event and I'll figure it out if I'm gonna do this or not. But today, now you're again fired up, right? So that's what it's gonna do for you. And it's your story. You're gonna share that experience with other people. Hey, you can't even imagine what just happened over there. But by the way, you missed this one. Next one is coming this date. And once you start promoting those events, you'll see the difference in your production.